In this video, I want to talk about why success never made me feel safe. I started working when I was 17, and I didn't take my first vacation until age 29. In my professional field in media, over a period of 15 years, I worked 12, 14, 16-hour days. During all those years, I was able to achieve certain things. I was able to save a certain amount of money. Eventually, I got some promotions. I was able to get my first home, but I never felt safe. I never felt like I reached any success. Anytime I achieved something, it never gave me any more happiness. I was letting fear be the driver of my actions. I had convinced myself that I was working really hard because I was really ambitious, I was really hardworking, I was an overachiever, or so I thought. I also fed into this entire, the YouTube hustle culture. You watch all those entrepreneurship bros telling you about how to be successful, how you gotta work really hard, you gotta believe in yourself. And there can be some truth to that, but there is a dangerous messaging there. That if you're attaching your happiness to an outcome, 50K wasn't enough, 100K wasn't enough, 150K wasn't enough, you keep moving it. That promotion isn't enough, that other thing isn't enough. You will never be happy. Fear being a failure, or fear of not being good enough, or fear that you're not going to be able to retire early, or fear that you're not going to be able to have your first home. That fear will never ever let you enjoy anything that you're able to have. Look within yourself where your drive is coming from. If you didn't achieve what you want, would you feel like a failure? And the thing is that sometimes you don't really know how you feel about those things until you reach that age, until you reach that time frame. And if you are somebody like myself, maybe you're in your 30s, early 30s or mid 30s, and you feel like you failed, you feel like that side business didn't work, you didn't get that promotion, and now maybe your motivation's gone because you're feeling, why did I work so hard, and was it worth it? Maybe you're still sitting there feeling miserable. You're burnt out from overworking yourself. You attached your happiness to particular outcomes. And the thing is that if you're somebody that is always saying if and when, you're simply going to move the goalpost. So maybe you achieve your first home, or you achieved that raise. That little high is only going to last so long before you move the goalpost. And then when you achieve that, you're still going to be in that state, because from the very point that you started working, you put your happiness in the future. And you did that from the very beginning. So if you're in your 30s and you're feeling burnt out and you're feeling not happy, it's probably because you're still putting your happiness in the future. And if you let fear be your driver and you haven't worked through that, you're not going to be happy. And regardless of where you are in this journey, things get better. We humans sometimes build our most beautiful shape slowly, and we built it slowly, often through pain. And if you are feeling burnt out, you're feeling like a failure, you've lost your motivation, this is part of that growth. What you're going through is part of that growth. But whether you do this through counseling, through therapy, whatever mode you use to heal this, maybe it's through faith, maybe it's a combination of all those things. You have to let go of the fear first of all. The fears that you have to learn to let go of them. The other thing that you have to do is to let go of your happiness being in the future, because at the end of the day, you always have today. If you're too focused on the past and you're focused on everything that's happened, you're depressed. And if you're too focused on the future and afraid of the future, then you're going to be anxious. And some of us, we're thinking too much about both. Maybe you're thinking about the past because you feel like you failed, and you're afraid of the future because you don't know if you're going to be able to make it. You always have today, starting with gratitude, with loving the people around you. Feelings are temporary. Feelings are not the definitive of what the truth of your life is. A severe depressive episode is not definitive of what your life means. And ongoing anxiety is not definitive of what your life is. In the same way that constant ongoing happiness is also not a definitive of what life is. Because part of life is there's going to be happiness, there's going to be sadness, there will be depression, there's going to be moments of grief. You're going to lose people you love. You're a boat in the ocean. Sometimes it's sunny and beautiful and the waves are lovely. Sometimes you're going to go through a typhoon. But at the end of the day, your whole life is part of that ocean. And you have to learn to move through it day by day. I've gone through a lot of these things, achieving things and feeling like it wasn't enough, moving the goalpost towards the future. You keep moving it, and then you're sitting there feeling depressed. And that's when you begin to realize that you had it all wrong. That's when you begin to realize that you put the meaning of your happiness in the wrong things. So if you're feeling lost, remember, this is only a phase. This is just a phase of life. You're going through one of those little storms or maybe a big typhoon, but it will pass. And just know that it's all going to be okay.